Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cool Guy Podcast. This is your host Marvin G, along with my wife
Caroline. Cue the music. Sweet Caroline.
All right. So how's it going? We've been apart for
Welcome back.
5-6 days.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and yesterday I came home with my mother, who is
Yay.
visiting, which is always good. We are going to celebrate her birthday today, which is
Yes.
awesome. I'm thankful that she's able to celebrate another year of life. But I was excited to be in Florida. Like, the weather was beautiful.
I'm sure your mom says it was cold.
It was not cold. It was a little cooler, like at night. But during the day, it was like 75 degrees.
Perfect.
Unlike the snow that was falling here last night
Yeah.
and today.
You know what sucks is last week it was like sunny, warmer. And I for sure thought, all right. But no, Portland has to hit you with that third winter before we. So it's cold.
Yeah, it's definitely colder. But anyhow, being in Florida, the whole reason I went over there was because my mom needed help with some appointments that she had. And
Yes.
you know how it goes whenever you're with, like, well, your parents are not so, they're not older yet. I mean, they're still pretty young.
Yeah.
So,
I'm still young.
yeah, for me, it's like every time I go over there, like, it seems like it becomes just like reminiscing about
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
And my mom's, well, to begin with, my mom's house is like a museum. It's like an antique store.
Totally. I felt overwhelmed the first time I was in there
Why?
because there is just so much. Like
Okay.
literally an antique shop. Like
Yeah.
from the moment you walk in, there is stuff here, stuff there, and everything is like meaningful to her. Like, oh, this me lo regaló, no sé quién.
Right.
This was Marvin's when he was 4 years old. Oh, this was Orland's when he was 15. And it's like literally 40 years ago.
I'm sure some of you can relate to your moms being that way or grandmas
Yeah.
being that way.
My
Right?
grandma was like that for sure.
Oh, well, there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I was over there, like, yeah, obviously I start seeing all these different things that she has. And I remember, like, oh, my God, like, I remember being a kid
Yeah.
and seeing that. Not necessarily just playing with it or touching it, but just remember, like, seeing it.
The memories.
Yeah. And then she has pictures everywhere.
Yes, she does have pictures everywhere.
And seeing those pictures, it's like, oh, my God, like, why are those on display? Some of them.
Some of them are a little, yeah.
But then, like, I started going through a photo album,
Oh, boy.
and it was like, all right, yeah, like, it was really nice to see some of those pictures because, on the one hand, like, I saw that I was such a happy kid,
Were you really?
and
No,
I
just
forget
kidding.
that.
Yeah.
I think I had forgotten that I was a happy kid. Like,
Okay.
you know, like, I don't know when I forgot that or how it became distorted, but I think that's the thing that I came away with is like, dang, like,
You were
I was
happy.
happy. Yeah. And I think I've talked so much about the lack of my dad being in my life that it kind of made me think or feel that, yeah, maybe I wasn't. But, and like, even though there was challenges and a lot of obviously emotional things that went
Yeah.
on, but despite that, I was a happy kid.
I think because when you make your own decisions, you remember that. So when you became the age and you started making your own decisions and your mom wasn't so, involved, that
Yeah.
kind of took over your memory.
Like, I'm just going to really quickly show you some pictures, and you're going to be able to see these pictures. You have to go to my Instagram, though.
Oh, gosh.
The Cool Guy Podcast, and you can see what I'm talking about. But I wasn't a kid here. I was maybe a teenager. It looks like we're still living in Hollywood. We moved away from Hollywood, I think, when I was 14 or 15. And I look about that age, 13, 14 years
Yeah,
old.
I've seen that one.
And I'm happy. Like, look at that big freaking smile on my face.
And what were you doing at that age?
I don't know. Well, we're going to get into that. But as
Oh,
far
boy.
as this picture's concerned, like, I look happy. It looks like it was either Christmas or my birthday, probably my birthday. And somebody gave me a watch. I vaguely remember that watch. I want to believe my mom gave me that.
Yeah.
Which, okay, that's one thing, right? But then look at this picture. Like, this is when I was a lot younger, obviously. I don't know whose birthday that is, but
Yeah.
I look happy.
You look like Ileana.
I actually got quite a few messages saying that. Look at this freaking kid
Oh, totally.
at the beach.
Yeah.
This is when I used to like the beach.
Yeah.
No, I like the beach now. And then like I know I don't look happy, but I feel like just like maybe I didn't know what was happening in that moment or just kind of, but
Yeah. No, I get what you're
for
saying.
the most part I was happy. And it just made me happy to know that
you're happy.
I had some memories that I had forgotten, and it was good to reminisce on those things.
Yeah, that's always good.
And then like we started going into like the teenage years, and like I'm at Disneyland
with that giant sweater.
with a giant sweatshirt and a Mickey hat, and like
that is so funny.
I mean, I'm enjoying life. Look at this. I'm at SeaWorld here.
Oh, I like SeaWorld.
Wait, let me see if
we should take the girls there. Oh, same sweatshirt. Okay.
Oh, it was the same. Yeah, I probably wore the same outfit that whole entire weekend. So this was up until I was about, I want to say 12, 13 years of age.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, great. But then I started like seeing some other pictures, and it was like, okay,
oh, no.
this was when things started
turning.
Yeah.
Taking a turn.
Like this picture here, with my two dogs. I look hungover.
Yeah.
I don't look happy. I look like, why are they taking this picture of me?
Yeah.
And then, like, the one that really, like, left an impression was this one. Like, I have a black, there's this band called The Smiths.
Yeah.
And I was, like, big into The Smiths, like, into The Cure. The Cure is one of my all-time favorite bands. Depeche Mode, like, all that. Yeah. And when I look at this picture of me just kind of staring off into who knows where, what I was thinking of, but even though I honestly don't even remember this photo, like I remember that shirt, obviously, but I don't remember this picture. Like, I mean, my cousin is in it, and like I don't remember it. But when I look at this face, like it doesn't look happy anymore.
Yeah, yeah. You've been through some stuff.
Yeah, and at this age, once I was already in Lancaster, like if I'm not mistaken, this probably was like maybe was 16, 17 years of age.
That was only like 2-3 years later.
Yeah, and I was already like hooked on smoking weed like every day. I think I started drinking. No, you know what? Like I want to say that I might have been a little older than that. But the point is that this is where I really started like messing around with stuff. And then I found this other picture of me when I got baptized. But you know what's funny about this picture, or what caught my attention? I don't know what you're going to think of it, but what do you see? And maybe you see nothing, but I'll tell you what I see.
Yeah, I mean, like you look more awake.
Okay. But I'm slouching.
Definitely. Well, yeah, you're like...
Yeah, it looks like just no confidence. And that's exactly who I was. Like, I had absolutely no confidence in myself.
Yeah.
I was starting to experiment with certain things. And I think at this point, like...
How old were you there?
I think I was... Let me see. My cousin and I both got baptized that same day. I don't remember. I want to say it was like 17, 18 when I was trying to kind of get things back in order. Maybe 16, 17. So I feel like there was still a little bit of hope. And I remember getting baptized thinking like, okay, well, maybe
this will help.
And it didn't. So then I want to show you this picture of also me and my brother and my nephew. And like I just look like, something's not right. But yeah. And then I found a picture of an ex-girlfriend. Do you want to see that?
Sure.
And I swear this is the only reason that I took it, because I wanted to.
Do you look happy? You look pretty happy in that picture compared to the other ones.
Okay, but that's what I wanted to get to, is like,
she looks happy.
It was a disguise happy.
Okay.
Because at this point, I'm in my early 20s. I was probably 21, 22, because that's when I wanted to join the army. I remember. And then I remember that I was like actually like 100% committed in church. Like completely. Like, I mean, I was like, it's crazy. Like, the friends that I had at that moment, like we would go up to the mountains, we would pray, like just like completely dedicated, involved. And this girl was one of the girls that went to church. And
you turned her.
Wow.
You turned her. Yeah.
What?
You messed her up.
Actually, you would think, but no, I think it was the opposite. And this is where, I mean, I'm going to be completely transparent, right? Because I've noticed that some people in Palmdale and Lancaster listen to this podcast, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're both married, living our own life now, but I remember very clearly, and I don't think I've even shared this with you either.
Granted, I don't know anything that we're talking about. Like Marvin asked me, should I run this by you, what I want to talk about? I was like, no, let's get an organic reaction out of me. So
yeah,
I have no idea what you're going to say right now.
So I remember very clearly us liking each other and hanging out together, but we were very careful with I was at least very careful with not being kissing, physical, because I knew what that was going to awaken.
What could happen.
And then I remember that we were at Antelope Valley College because she was going there. I had dropped her off. And that was the moment that we experienced our first kiss.
Oh, boy.
Now, it wasn't like, like a cute little, like a little smooch. Not. Like, mouth was open. But
passionate.
But it wasn't, that was not that wasn't my intention. Like, my intention was just like a quick little kiss. Peck. Yeah, like a peck, and then that was it. But I was surprised that it was something else. And ever since that moment, that just awoken a lot of things that should not have been awakened at that moment. So long story short, and we don't need to get into those details, but long story short is I started sinning again. But I was so committed in church. I was like on fire. Like, I mean, it's crazy. But that one moment came and train wrecked me.
Well, I think because you were trying to like suppress all these emotions and feelings that you had already experienced.
I wanted to have a relationship like I had never had before.
Yeah.
So I remember after that, I just became somebody that I haven't been since that relationship too. So, I became like somebody that was just like very jealous.
Oh, this is the girl?
Oh, yeah. You've heard. You've heard those stories.
Well, the one that she showed up at work like all dressed up, and you like you told her off.
Yeah. So I'll tell the story real quick. I used to work in a body shop back in the day, and working in a body shop, like you get dirty, and like I had my uniform on, but like my clothes were dirty from being under cars and just, working on cars. Like it's not a clean job. And I remember that she said she was going to pick me up, and she shows up and she had her makeup on and she was dressed nice. And you would think, right? Like, oh my God, like you look so nice today. Yeah. Like, thank you for thinking of me and getting dressed up and, highlighting my day. Yeah, no. I had the complete opposite reaction. Like I was infuriated because I was sure that she had not done that for me, because why would she get so dressed up and so makeup out for somebody that's just getting off of work and is all dirty? I was like, no, like you must have gone to seen somebody beforehand.
Talk about not being confident.
Exactly. Lack of confidence. But like in reality, like now that I think back on everything, I was like, no, like, I mean, she was, for the most part, she was a really good person, a good girlfriend. And I don't think, now thinking back, I don't think that there was anything there. It was just my own insecurities, my own lack of confidence. Like, how could somebody really do that for someone else, right?
Right.
So anyways,
I feel apologize to her.
No. I mean, how do I say it? Like, I already apologized in the spirit. Does that make sense? Like, I let go of that because I did hold on to that for a long time. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't until I went to one of our retreats. No. I think it had happened even before then. Because when we went to the retreats, like, I remember, like, I was just letting go of also. So maybe.
What part do you feel like you had to let go of, though?
The regret of how I treated her.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then I
thought it was like the part that she kind of like brought you back to.
Oh, no. Like, that, I remember talking to one of my cousins about that actually. And I told him, like, dude, like, because I had a hard time with the breakup. Mm-hmm. Like, when we moved when my cousins moved to Oregon.
Wait, this is the girl you thought you were going to marry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's because you had so many girlfriends. It's hard hard to keep track.
Yes, that one. This is the one that I thought I was gonna marry. Like we're together for 2 years. Like I mean, yeah. So the point of everything is though that I remember that was why I kind of started backsliding again. And then from there, obviously we had a bad breakup, and I mean, I think I started drinking even more and just went like, I think at that moment I went crazy. Like,
dang.
And it wasn't because of her, just because of just my own things going on, right?
Yeah.
And then I found a picture of another ex-girlfriend that I had, but this was in high school. Okay. So it's funny, right? It's just.
Oh wow, that doesn't even look like you.
That's not me.
Oh.
That's
okay. Yeah, just her.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's not me. That's just 3 other girls.
Okay.
But the reason that I bring this up now is because I also saw this guy.
Oh boy. Okay, I've seen that one before.
With the oversized pants, with some other freaking cats that have doubled sized pants, and it was just a style back then.
Yeah.
And I remember so desperately wanting to fit in. Yeah. I remember so desperately wanting to fit in because like these were like the cool guys of the school. Okay. Like there were the jocks, but then they were as equal in popularity to the guys that played football. And some of them even played football. So they doubled in Unción. Right? But so when I saw the picture of me then, and then I see the picture of my old girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, like that one, how do I say it? Like I started feeling all these emotions, not feelings. No. Like, no. I started remembering the way that I treated her and wishing that I could apologize for how I treated her. This one here, I don't think whatever. This is the one I lost my virginity to.
Okay. You were young.
I was 17.
You were.
Yeah, I was 17.
Well, that's still young.
I was a late bloomer in those. Yeah. Wow. And the same pressure that I felt of being with these friends, like they all had girlfriends, they all had experience, with their girlfriends on a very intimate level. And they would always ask me, like, why don't you have a girlfriend? Why haven't, and I would lie about being a virgin, even though, I was. Yeah. And finally, I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't even remember how I met this girl. She must have been in one of my classes or something. But I remember that I was so desperate to have a girlfriend that when we met, we had chemistry, we clicked and everything. She was a year or two younger than I was. Okay. But I remember that she came from San Antonio. Oh, God, now I'm really going to give it away. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to put these pictures. Well, I'm not going to put that picture up, but she came from San Antonio, and I remember that once we were kind of talking, I found out that she still had a boyfriend or somebody that she was. So she was having a life over there with this boyfriend, and she would go over there in the summers. And then while she was here, I was her boyfriend. But then my cousin had her in a class, and she would be like, "Are you sure you want to be with this girl?" She was just kind of very flirtatious and just all these things, right? And I remember that I was so desperate to have a girlfriend. And then, she opened me up to a whole nother world, right? That wasn't supposed to be awakened at that time either. Yeah. And again, I was very jealous, very possessive, just somebody that I honestly am disgusted by, because I'm not that person anymore, I at least I hope I'm not, right? Yeah. But I would not want my daughters to be with somebody like I was back in the day.
That's crazy.
And this is the one where, I saw this picture and I was like, man, I sent her a message, or I sent her friend a message. I don't remember the exact details of it because it was years ago. But it was like an apology, and it was just a sincere one. And I never heard back. Yeah. And right now, when I was not right now, but when I looked at this picture again, I didn't even know this picture existed, number one. I totally forgot all about it. But when I saw this picture, it was just dang, I hope she forgave me. Yeah. Yeah. And then I started just going through Facebook just to see, and no, I didn't see anything. But then it was okay, at some point, I just have to let it go. Yeah. I guess I was just surprised how much I still felt a lack of forgiveness towards, or how.
Yeah.
Not that I don't forgive her, because she really
No.
didn't do anything to me. It was the other way around.
Being forgiven.
Yeah, being forgiven. Yes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is, yeah.
it just, I remember one of the last moments where we had broken up, like, yeah, like she was crying, like, because I was being such a jerk, like, just, yeah. And like, that's the last image that I have
That
of
sucks.
us. And it sucks. And, you
No,
know,
you know what sucks more is that as a girl, like you probably like scarred her. You know, like you're lacking in confidence. At that age, I feel like boys and girls, we both lack confidence, you know, at like 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
And then here you come and your words and how, whatever it is that you said, like, I'm sure when she looks back to you, she's like, dang, you know.
I probably hate this guy.
Like, this guy was a total jerk. Like, that sucks.
So, anyways, I guess I'm not, how do I say it? Like, I hope she forgave me. And now it's like, how do I say it without coming off bad? Like, I guess it's not gonna affect my life anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know, okay, when I did, I know that I don't even remember the words that I said, but I remember genuinely apologizing through this letter,
Message,
note, whatever it
uh-huh.
was. And I never heard back. And I guess I just found all these emotions again, like just wishing that I would know that, hey, you know what? Years have gone by. Yes, you scarred me, you hurt me, but I forgive you.
Yeah.
The power of forgiveness.
That's crazy.
That, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, overall, though, I came back just feeling grateful. I came back feeling grateful because, number one, like I remember things that I had forgotten, and I was happy. Mm-hmm. Like seeing this little freaking kid like being happy with a watch, with like a little car, like it was like, man, like okay, it wasn't as bad as I think I was trying to paint the picture.
You know what I think? I know in the when we first started, you said like I don't know where that got like
distorted.
Yeah, I think. Well, and now listening to everything, it's like, well, that's what sin does. It destroys you. It destroys your purpose. Yeah. And you were so young already experiencing this and that, and so whatever happy image you had was just distraught.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
Sin, you know, and I think when sin takes over, that's why do you think I feel like you get, it's like you get, what do you call it, wrapped up in its own world, that you're just like one of those horses with those blinders on. You're just like after the sin, that it's hard for you to look around and remember, oh, I used to be this. You know what I mean? Like until you really like, okay, you're forgiven, you walk away, you never do it again.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's probably why your whole childhood
was forgotten almost. Yeah.
You know, and the part that you remember with you not being with your dad is probably those teenage years where you were in sin, doing all these things. And I mean, yes, you know, your dad not there, it affected you, you know, your life, your childhood, but I'm sure as you were getting older and involved in more stuff is when it was like more evident. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I guess the other thing too is I guess I need to give my mom more credit for how she raised us.
Yeah.
Because even though, you know, she had to work all the time and all of that, and she left us alone a lot, especially me. Like I remember being alone a lot when I lived in California. But overall, like I had a good childhood. Yeah. Like she took me to London.
That's awesome.
My brother too. I mean, we're both together. She took me to Orlando. Those pictures were not Disney here in California. It was in Orlando. Like that was the first time, like just her and I, you know. And then like I remember we went to New York. Like, you know, like I just remember now. Like now that I forgot about all of the bad things, I was able to think about all the good moments and seeing like certain things that I don't remember wearing, but just the fact that she still has them around the house.
Oh my gosh, I know.
It's like, dang, like my mom cared that much to keep all these things around for. Well, I'm 43 years old.
I think for her, if for any mom, like you guys were her life,
right?
Especially everything that she had to go through to protect you, and you know, you guys like were her life.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, she lived to provide and take care of you guys and give you guys everything that she couldn't have. So it doesn't surprise me that, because she's that type of woman that would just keep stuff and remember things. But that's probably why it hurts her feelings when you don't call her.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. So,
but you know what I mean? Like,
but I did find myself being more intentional while I was there, because even though my dad right now is into this like boring, it's a good thing he doesn't listen to this podcast.
Hey, what if he does?
Well,
hey,
if he does,
people
I'm sorry.
that listen are surprising us. Okay,
that's true. Yeah, actually, so he watches this show on YouTube where it looks like it's real life. Like it's somebody in, I think it's in Iran or something. And it's this like lady that didn't have any money. She has a child and she got married with somebody. He built her a house. And I mean, but literally like you can see how they're building the house out of rock, out of like, so, but then I'm like, wait, but who's there recording this? Like who's recording it? And so then I was like, I'm telling him, I'm like, you know, this isn't real, right? He's like, no, I know. But I just think like, I'm interested in just seeing a story develop. So I'm like, oh God, like, why are we watching this? You know, and my instinct was like,
wow, sorry.
Yeah, you can mute yourself next time. But my instinct was like, okay, well, I got my iPad. I can go watch something in the room. But no, like, my mom was in the kitchen. He was sitting on the couch. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to sit here too. And just, because that's what they wanted. They just wanted the attention. They just wanted the time together.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did find myself being more intentional with spending time with them. Like, my dad talks and talks and talks and talks.
Yes.
And I don't even remember half of the conversations that we had, but just that, I guess he just needed that somebody to listen, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, and then for those that don't know, when he says his dad, it's not his
it's my stepdad.
It's not his biological dad, but his stepdad. How old were you when you were like 10?
10, yeah, when he started coming into the picture, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been around, and it's like his dad.
Yeah. But anyways, I came back, with all of that, you know, when I came back, and I mean, obviously, I love my life now. Like, I love that I have my girls. I love that I have you. And I'm glad I'm not that person. You might have seen some glimpses of that. Maybe not necessarily like the jealousy and stuff like that, but definitely the insecurity, right? The insecurity, not being secure, and just not even knowing what a man is. Right. I think I'm just now starting to figure it out.
I feel like it's been a few years.
But anyways, I think the point of everything is just like, I pray that, like the people, the guys, the men that are going to marry our daughters are, number one, saved, number one, saved. Number two, like, I hope that they have their identity figured out and who they are. Yeah. And our girls never have to go through that.
Yeah, no. I think we have to, like, saved, but like, because you were saved and you were doing stuff. Yeah,
that's true. That's fair.
So we need to be more specific.
Well, maybe I wasn't, because, I mean, I had accepted Jesus, but I wasn't reflecting it. Yeah. Like, so I think for a moment, if I would have died, I wouldn't have gone to heaven, I don't think.
Yeah. Did you ever get baptized again after that?
No. Okay. That was the other thing that I was thinking. It's like, man, like, I got baptized, and that picture, like, I'm like hunched over and just like not even sure of what's going on, and
not even like rejoicing because of what just happened.
Exactly. Exactly. I think I might have just done it more just because I knew, like, I had to.
Like, your mom probably was like,
maybe, and I knew my cousin was doing it too, so I think it just made it easier. But I don't think I ever rejoiced in that. So I think I'm looking forward to getting baptized again the next time we go up to our retreat, men's retreat.
Well, I got baptized the last time we went.
Yeah, but that was because of something else. Like, you were covered in sin. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. No, that's true.
No, I did. And I feel like, because we were, and I'll be, honest, like, we were doing like a freedom liberation thing, and I don't know what came out of me, but something did. And I just felt like such relief after, and I felt like, dang, like, I don't know what it was, but thank you, Lord. Yeah. Like, whatever it was. Yeah. So it just, in that retreat we had was just so powerful that I just felt led to like, yeah, you know what? Like when I first got baptized, I was like 12 and we did it here in, the beach. It was freezing.
Yeah.
But, and yeah, I remember it. My parents baptized me, but you know, this time I feel like it
was more conscious.
Yeah.
I definitely thought about that too. And it's like, okay, well, I'm excited to do it again. You know,
Yeah.
I am. I'm looking forward to it. So the next time we go up, like, I'm going to be intentional and just take extra things because I know, like, I just want to. And I guess, like, I always felt like maybe I should do it again because, I couldn't really remember it. And now it's like confirmation. It's like, like, why not do it again?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
Well, the moral of everything today, of this episode is just, I think we get so caught up in the negative things that happen that we forget about all of the good things that also took place. Yeah. And sometimes we allow the bad things to overshadow because, it hurt us.
Right.
It scarred us. It marked us, whatever you want to call it, but I think that because of it, obviously we lose a little bit of ourselves. We lose a little bit of our innocence. And that's what the devil wants. Like, he wants you to walk feeling how I felt. Because then you're never going to walk in your purpose. You're never going to walk in or be able to see what God has for you.
Yeah. And I think just a moment of like reflection that God always brings you back.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, the Bible says his mercies are new every morning. And sometimes we take advantage of that, like just knowing that he's going to be there, and we prolong our sinful life. But yeah, there's just such peace when you are like a true follower of Jesus.
So yeah, no, I completely agree. And on that note, like, I came back again, like I said, I just came back feeling thankful. Number one, my mom was the first one that accepted Jesus in her heart, in her life, in our family. Yeah. And because of her, like, my entire family on my side came to Jesus, and today, this morning, I sent you the picture, she was in the room that she's using, reading her Bible, and Eliana's instinct was to go get her Bible and have grandma read it to her. Right. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, again, just being thankful just being thankful for what she paved the way for us. Yeah. On despite everything that I went through, right. Like, everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle, and now it's like, dang, like, now my kids are following in those footsteps also. So that was very impactful to me, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. It's just, you know what, whatever happened in the past, leave it in the past. Yeah. And I think in this case, though, I know God used the past to remind me of things that I had forgotten. Yeah. And now that's what I'm holding on to. It's like, man, like, I was a happy kid, man. And then we were just talking about a bunch of different things, and sometimes talking about negative things brings up negative emotions and thoughts. Right. But the opposite is true of happiness. Course. Yeah. So
that's probably why your mom, like, is so shocked when she hears all these stories that you and your, like, when you and your brother start talking about, like, oh, remember that one time that we were like, doing all these things.
My mom had, like, her own, like, Bible study, and my brother and I would be in my room drinking while they're, like, praising God.
And how old were you?
I don't know, maybe I don't remember. It must have been like my.
Yeah, like, when she heard that, she was like, oh my gosh, like she couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Man, well, I'm happy to hear that you are happy with me.
No, I love life with you, man. Like, I mean, we talk about that all the time, and it's like, no, like, I mean, I'm glad that I am where I am, because I know that was God's plan all along. And something else that I was thinking about was, obviously we know that God wants our obedience over everything, right? Right. But when we disobey, how do I say this? Like, God is a free-willed God, right? He lets us choose. Like, he has already established what he wants out of us, right? And now it's up to us if we want to obey him. And if we obey him, we're going to see all of these blessings that follow us and whatnot. But when we disobey, like it's not that God is punishing us, or it's not that
Right.
God, is upset. It's just he already laid out
Yeah.
what's going to happen if you choose to obey or if you choose to disobey. And for a long time, I thought like, man, like I must be getting punished because of how I was.
I think that's people's concept, because we see God as our, like how we see our dad here on earth.
Yeah. Getting
So
punished.
like if I do something bad, then my dad's gonna be mad, but that's, God is so much greater.
So let's just, let's end this with thinking thoughts of thankfulness. Like, what are you thankful? And I'm sure once you start thinking about the things that you're thankful for, it's going to replace those things that you're angry at, or those things that you're hurt by. Or
those things that you're lacking.
Or even those things that you're lacking.
Because I feel like when you are in a season of lack, or it feels like, oh my gosh, like we're barely surviving, it's the same thing. Like that's all you can think about.
Yeah.
And it's like you spiral down, like, I need this. We don't have for this. You know what I mean? Like your mind is so like stuck on the lack or the need that you forget that, okay, well, there's still so much good around you. There's still so much to be thankful for. And I feel like that, that's...
And one last thing, like, I know I had, like, it's
okay,
just...
preacher.
All this stuff is reminding me of stuff, but, like, a few weeks back, your brother had to do, like, the opening prayer at church, on Sundays, how we have that. So he was talking about, him being worried about, next week and the week after that, and where the money's going to come from. And God just telling him, like, I'm going to provide, like, basically worry about your daily bread. Like just, and that, since that moment, I feel like God has really been doing that in my life where, at times it seems like we're lacking, and I start worrying about like, oh no, we can't do this. We can't do that. Like we can't do anything. Like we have to live in darkness so that the bill doesn't go up because I don't know if the money is going to come for us to pay the bills.
Oh my gosh.
Right. But I have been trusting God more and more and more. And it's like, okay, no. I want to worry about today.
Yeah.
And just believe that God is going to provide for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
And he will do it like he has been.
Exactly. So anyways, guys, thank you for, I got 2 messages. Like you said, like people unexpectedly listen, right? Yeah, I got 2 messages from 2 people that I wasn't expecting. And both of them expressed how they were being blessed through our podcast, which I thought was awesome.
I'm so relieved.
No. Yeah, I know. I'm so relieved, especially after the last one.
Yeah, a little.
It's crazy how things change week to week. Last week, I was not sorry about, everything that we talked about. And it was definitely a much more, this one is emotional too, but in a whole different.
In a different way, though.
Yeah, in a different way. Like, I think last time was like emotional, just angry at the system, at the world that we're living in. But then this week it's like emotions of thankfulness and just happiness.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy.
Good.
Yeah. So
you should be.
Thank you for the messages. Keep them coming. Go check out the pictures that I'm going to post about me being happy and being angry and who knows what else.
Can you post a picture of our new pet?
Oh, yeah. We have a new member of the family. His name is Oliver.
And it's not a chicken.
It's not a chicken. The chicken thing is probably going to have to wait for now.
Yeah.
But we have a bunny.
We have a bunny,
and his name is Oliver, and I'll go ahead and post pictures of him too.
On a real note, how do you feel that I do all these things while you're gone? Like, does it really affect you?
No.
Okay,
like,
I figured it did.
I guess I have a feeling that these things are going to happen.
I'm saying,
but I
like,
just let them happen.
And I feel like it's an exciting factor for me. Like, when you don't leave as often.
Yeah.
But when you do, it's like, okay, this is my chance to, like, surprise you with something.
Well, I'll tell you this. Like, yes, I love that when I leave somewhere, there's something that changes in the house. And I love that.
Okay.
Like, I knew, like, when I got back, I get emails of stuff being delivered all the time. And I know I'm not the one that ordered it. So, part of me doesn't even want to look because I know that you're working on something. And when I came in, I saw the table and all of the decor and the pictures of the girls. And like, I love that. Like, I love that part of you because, like, I feel like that keeps the excitement. Like, when I'm looking forward to coming home to see you guys, but also to see what else you've done.
Well, and then I know that if I ask you, like, hey, can I do this? Most likely it's going to be like,
That's true, too.
So if you're not here, it's like, you know what? Like, the worst he can.
Well,
Like, there's no worst part. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
you know the saying, like, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Carol lives by that.
So I changed the light fixtures. Well, I did it. My grandpa came and changed the light fixtures for us, and we have a bunny.
We have a bunny now, yeah, which I finally touched for the first time today too.
He's cute. Maybe you should post a picture of him.
I'll put a picture of him. So follow us on the Cool Guy Podcast on Instagram. Keep those messages coming. If you haven't yet, please rate the show on Apple iTunes, or what is it, Apple Podcast or Spotify. Like, give it 5 stars, leave a comment, leave a review. Really appreciate it. It helps out.
We should do like a little raffle. Like, if they put a review or leave a review, we can like
that's a good thing. Yeah,
enter into a raffle, and then they can win like
how about okay, let's do this. I know I mentioned that I had that gift card from Amazon. Like, I never did anything with it, but I still have it, right?
That.
Or did you use it?
No, I don't even know where you have it.
All right, well, we're gonna have a prize, but yes, I like that. Go to our Apple Podcast page where you listen, or on Spotify. It's even on YouTube now, but wherever it is, even if it's on Instagram, go ahead and leave a review, and then that'll enter you to be a part of this raffle.
Oh, we should also do like, if you heard the podcast, like, answer this question.
Okay.
Maybe for next time we'll talk about that.
All right, yeah, we'll leave that one for next time. All right, guys, God bless you. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to my mom. It was her birthday yesterday, or actually not yesterday, the 28th, but we're gonna keep celebrating today. So God bless y'all. Hope to see you all soon on Instagram or wherever I go. And
yes,
thanks again for listening.
Have a great week.
God bless you guys.